Okay, so please make sure that you title the next page in your math journal and your math notebook in your table of contents, Find the Whole. So the first part that I'm going to talk about, we don't need to write down. We're just recapping from last week. I gave you the formula percent over 100 equals is over of. And the example that I gave you was 90% of 20, and the percent sign gave it away that you had to put it over the 100 because 90% is part of the 100 because percent always goes over 100. And then we had of 20, and since it was of is on the bottom, of 20, it kind of is our little clue to put of on the bottom. We cross multiplied the two numbers that we had, the 90 and the 20, and we got 1800, and then we divided by 100, which was 18. So today we're going to do something similar. We're going to find, instead of finding the is, which is the part of the whole, we're going to find the whole, which is the bottom number. So we use the same formula that we did up here, percent over 100 equals the is over of. Okay, we'll put that down here off to the side. And then we just plug in what do we know and how do we get there. So here I have 75%. The percent sign gives it away. We match it up. We put the 75% there. Of what number? Do we know the number? Of what number? We do not know our of. So we're going to put of what number we don't know of because they're asking you of what number? Is 48. So now the is gives it away that we're going to plug it in here. Pause if you need to catch up. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do 100 times 48. So we're going to do 100 times 48, which gives us 4,800. And then now we're going to divide by the 75%. 4,800 divided by 75. And that will equal 64. So your x, your of, is 64. So it's 64 would be on our bottom. The next question we're going to do, next example, is 120% of what number is 72. Again, pause the video if you need time to catch up, but we're going to do 120% of what number is 72. So again, I'm going to go ahead and do my percent. Always goes over 100. And I'm going to put my is over of off to the side. And I'm just going to use my clues in my math sentence to plug in my formula. I have 120%. Well, the percent sign gives it away that it goes here. Of what number? Well, we don't know our of, right? We don't know. Of what number? We don't know. Is 72. So the is gives it away that we put it here. Now, something that I did notice is that my 120 is greater than my denominator. So that gives me a clue that my variable of x, my whole, is actually going to be smaller than my 72, because if it's bigger on top, then it's going to stay bigger on top and then smaller on the bottom. So let's go ahead and let's cross multiply. What numbers can I cross multiply? Up here, I could cross multiply these two numbers, 48 and 100. So here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cross multiply 100 times 72. And 100 times 72 is 7,200. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to divide by what number do I have left over that I have not used, which is the 120. I can't divide by x because I don't know. So 7,200 divided by 120. And again, you can go ahead and use calculator if you need to. But 7,200 divided by 120 is 60. So my x equals 60. So that is my of right there. And 60 is smaller than 72, so that looks about right. Again, make sure you pause if you need more time. Another question that I want to give you. We're going to be doing some comparing. So I have my signs. I have my less than, my greater than, or my equal to signs. And I'm going to give you a math problem. And I'm going to say 80% of 60, is that greater than, less than, or equal to 60% of 80? So now I actually have two math problems, right? So I'm going to do my percent over 100 equals my is over of. And then I'm going to do my percent over 100 equals my is over of on this side. And this is where I'm trying to fill in my sign, greater than, less than, or equal to. So I'm going to just start by plugging in, what do I know? 80%, my percent goes on top with 80 of 60. So my of gives it away, then I'm going to put my 60 down there. Now I cross multiply. I'm going to put my variable here, x. I don't know what x is. I'm trying to find my is. I'm trying to find my part of my 60. So I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply what numbers I have. 80 times 60. 6 times 8 is 48, and I have my two zeros, so 4,800. And then I'm going to divide by what's left over, which is my 100. So 4,800 divided by 100 equals 48. So down here I have 48. Is it greater than, less than, or equal to this side? So now I have to do this whole second problem here. Plug in my values. I have 60% of 80. So 60 is going to go here above the percent, or above the 100 because it's a percent, of my 80. 80 is going to go on the bottom. And I'm just going to plug in my variable because that's what I'm trying to find out. Well, 60 times 80 equals 4,800. And then I'm going to divide by 100. So 4,800 divided by 100, oh, that equals 48. My answers here are actually the same. Since they're the same, I'm going to go ahead and use my equal sign. I'm going to say 48 is equal to 48. So here I have 80% of 60, but here I have 60% of 80. Well, the number still equals out. My part of my whole is still 48, so therefore the number is equal. So use these notes and the notes that we did the other day to complete today's homework assignment.